welcome and thank you for coming today. And I'd like to start with something very intimate. Are you ready? It was a day full of miracles. Both families headed out towards Riverside, where we were going to watch an ultrasound video of a 16-week-old grandchild. On the way out, one of those summer showers that hit sometimes on a Sunday afternoon in August came, and what we had then was a rainbow over the city of Riverside. So we've got the full moon of the summer and a rainbow and more miracles to come. We live in a time that two women can be in love, can have a baby together. My daughter Brita is on the left, Marcy is on the right. We're at Baby's First Photo, which is a photographic studio in downtown Riverside, and we're about to witness the miracle of a live ultrasound movie. So I'm on the video camera, and I'm running around with the family. You know, families all know how to ham things up these days and smile. And so my question is this a boy or a girl? And if it's a boy or a girl, why is it a boy? Why is it a girl? And everybody, oh, it's definitely a boy. No, I'm sure it's just a girl. So everybody's got their own opinion about it. Mama says, well, yesterday it seemed like it was a boy. Today it seems like it's a girl, so I don't know. But Grandpa knows. I said, I'm sure it's a boy because your body was so upset the first trimester. It was all that testosterone. Okay. So we're summoned into the room. It's only going to be a 15-minute video, so everybody was there on time. And we're ready to go in. First thing we see is a 100-inch video screen, the largest video screen any of us has ever seen. And inside, Brita is on the table there with her bare belly, and the ultrasound device is about to be placed on her belly. And there's the picture that we all know of ultrasound. But then suddenly, what explodes on the screen is a full-blown color picture of a baby. You can see the head at the top. It's curled around from the right-hand side, and the baby will shortly, you can see that there's the back all the way around, there's the legs, and the baby is going to turn to the ultrasound wand, and you'll get to see the face of the 16-week-old baby. So then the question is, what about the heart? What about the heartbeat? And so we get to watch an EKG. It's a really strong heartbeat, says the technician Nancy. She's watching the beat there. So then the question is going to be, is it a boy or a girl? So the question is, well, what is that? Is that a penis? Is it? That makes it 60% chance it's a boy. So then we go to, is that a scrotum? Is that a 70%, 80%, 90%? And Brita says, does it go over that? And Nancy says, no, but I'm just sure it's a boy. And so I pan the family in the dark room here, and I say, this boy, welcome this boy into our family. He's going to see this video. So they're shouting and waving, welcome, welcome, you're my grandson, you're my nephew. All this is real time you're watching. I turned back to the screen. That child turned to the family and smiled. 16 weeks from conception. The course today is going to be about intimacy and the emotional exchanges that we are genetically prepared, that we come into the world prepared to make with one another. It's a boy, says Grandma. Okay. It's a boy. Cell phones, of course, are part of this picture. So then we turn to Marcy, and it's, Marcy, what is this boy's name? Jaden Don Bell. First grandson, and there he is with that smile, welcoming us into his life. Today we're going to go through the research on intimacy, on emotional involvement, but we understand that from the get-go, from the day this baby is born, the baby is prepared to take in the emotional resonance, the vibrations from other human beings, and to give those vibrations back. It's taken 400 million years to evolve such a creature. We are the first species that knows emotional intimacy. When we follow the evolution of the mammals, we can see that there are emotions. The limbic system in the brain provides all kinds of emotional resonance. But the point at which we reach inside of each other's heads to find the life inside the other, and that we sustain that. So today we're going to be talking about the neurological developments over the last 2 decades. We've learned more about the human being, more about the brain, more about neurology in the last 2 decades than we've known since the beginning of time. And the course today, the purpose of the course, is to survey in a most cursory fashion the research that's now available that's making what you're watching here come alive. You're watching this baby's mind develop. We now know that the brain isn't just an inert thing that's placed in our heads when we're born. We now know that the neurons actually organize themselves according to the relationship possibilities that they have in the first 12 months of life. The first 3 to 4 months are crucial. The way we understand it now is that the neurons actually migrate, move around in response to relatedness possibilities. And as they move around, they form clusters in various parts of the brain and reach into all parts of the body, particularly into the heart. And as these neuron clusters form, they form the substrate, the structure, that is going to be the neurostructure of that particular person. So everybody's brain is entirely different. When we all saw the pictures of the Romanian children that did not have this experience, we saw holes in their brain. We saw whole areas of brain damage, of lack of development, because of the lack of relational stimulation. We're also going to be surprised to learn today. Let's see, let me turn that. Brita does the videos today, so you'll be glad to. We're also going to be surprised to learn today that we are genetically programmed to be a monogamous species, serially monogamous species. That is, Helen Fisher, the great anthropologist, has now put together thousands and thousands of studies that stem all time, from the beginning of human time, throughout all cultures. And what we discover with Fisher's research is that, contrary to popular belief, we are a species given to serial monogamy. That is, that our neurotransmitters are designed to cause us to be excited, to lust, to obsess, but we can't do that forever. So at some point, we begin to calm down, and oxytocin and vasopressin kick in, and we begin to attach. And at some point, the attachment becomes dull, and we begin to lust again. And so human bonded relationships, bonded intimacy, lasts 4 years. Now, what the research also tells us is that if during that 4-year period, with a man and a woman, they have a child, then that extends it another 4-year period. The 4-year period seems to be, historically and genetically, it's the time that it takes a child to be up on his feet walking so that mother can move without necessarily needing the man to support her. Then we find out if there's another child within that 4-year period, there's another 4-year period. So we're up to 12 years of bonded experience. And by that time, the male and the female have formed entirely different relationships based on friendship, and the relationship is likely to last for some time. We know also that older people tend to bond more quickly and for longer periods of time. And in all of the studies from every different discipline, something that is reported is that there are exceptions always to the serial monogamy rule. That while serial monogamy goes in neurotransmitter-determined cycles, that some few couples manage to find ways to make love last, to override the genetically driven neurotransmitters. And since it's believed that that's so, the question for today is, how do we make it happen? That is, in our own personal lives, as well as in the many people that we work with in our practices. If people want a longer relationship, how is it that we can do it? And fortunately, we've got a lot of people that have been studying this, and so we're going to go through today and look at the various ways in which people have thought about making love last. So, thank you for letting me show you pictures of my grandson.